Okay.
Welcome and good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to TradersTV.live. It's our afternoon show. I'm Neil Roberts. Wish John Katina. 1 hour left in the U.S. markets, and we're giving a little bit back. If you've been following along, the NQ is down 2.5%. Looking over here at the ES, 3% to the downside, right around that 3,000 mark. We're headed towards, Sean.
3,000 in a hurry. Here's the chart right now. You can see since we last left you, we almost left you on highs here, 3,078 or so in our morning show. And we're only, you know what? It's actually, as a percentage wise, we're down about 50 handles here on the ES, but we are looking at that 30-30, that's that key level right here, guys. We've broken that, bounced off it a couple of times. If we can close above that, I think we might be looking okay for tomorrow, but right now at the close, looking to break down below 3,000. We almost got there, 3,007. Let's say hello to, he's not ready yet. I don't think there's a camera on him yet, so we will not. But we are joined here with Brendan Wiggins and Valeria. We're talking social. We're monitoring the chat as well. So if you guys have any questions here, let's do this as I see. And good afternoon to you as well, Trader Prad. Hope everyone's making some money here. And we will just see how we continue on with our day and Zoom.
Hey, Miles, we got a lot of things that are definitely moving. And Brendan, are we ready for Mr. Wiggins over here? He's got a few names for us already.
Let's talk about WOW, guys. Ticker of the day goes to WOW, down 16% after earnings. A little bit of thin trade so far this afternoon, but WOW held $5 at the bottom there, but big move. WOW. OPK, another one moving. CY, lots to look at this afternoon, guys.
Yeah, you mentioned that CY basically deal falling apart here. You can see it just plunged off a cliff at about 150 or so. It's trying to bounce back here. I see this consolidation. I'd rather bet on a further continued fall. You go to the daily chart, quickly easy to see. When things were announced at $18, the market obviously has had a few moves since then, but it retraced initially the entire thing and has come back, taking a few stabs here below that 2050 mark. But a bigger mover is XAIR. What I love about these coronavirus names is you better make sure at least they're somewhat marginally related to the space because coming out with a release saying, yeah, you know what, sorry, we're actually not connected to coronavirus in any way. What goes up must come down, and this one coming down heavily from $11. Halted a couple of times on the way down. I played one of them for about $1 win, but it halted again at $7.80. Still at $8 right now, but this all started at $11, down 25% on the session.
Yes, Greg, it's time. And we talked about that yesterday, raising some capital. I told you that we did that, or I did that yesterday on a up 1,200 point day. No better time than to raise some capital. Is it time to do it now? No, I would say no. The mark, look, I would say maybe if it breaks 3,000, you could start selling, but you never want to sell into panic. Obviously, when the Dow is moving like this, it's a panic situation right now, but the situation I don't think is getting easier for anybody, especially as we get more coronavirus names coming through, more cases. I see Seattle right here, 20 additional cases in Seattle right now, and it's just going to keep growing. There's no doubt about that. This market, in my opinion, I know others feel differently, but this is just being fueled by the coronavirus fears right now.
Every correction or pullback has up days, and they usually are pretty tremendous, and usually that's when you want to be selling into it, I would say. But you can go ahead and sell off CY is what you can do. This one's headed back down. This one, look, it got to 18.20. We got about an hour left here. Just broke 20 even. For me, adding at that price, if I can get some shorts, it's going to be short sell restricted, SSR, so it means you can't hammer that bid. You got to already be short. I am short 20.38 in the money, 50 pennies or so. Brendan was all over these names before we got in. Before we kept back on at 3 o'clock, he had 3 hot stocks already. So he never stops working. So I'm adding into this position. Let's introduce you guys. You're in the chat. We absolutely love it. But Valeria is going to be monitoring the chat for you guys live. Let's introduce her so you can see it. Put a face to the name.
Hello everyone, I'll be leading the chat as usual, so guys, feel free to ask us questions and leave us comments. Also, according to Modern Trader report, there are 9.6 traders in the world. So guys, all of you are now watching our show because you won't find anything like that, none on the internet, none on the TV. So please hit the thumbs up if you like our show, and of course, subscribe so you don't miss anything. Now let's get back to the traders.
Thank you, Valeria. Yes,
Thank you
make
very
sure you
much.
hit that like button. We have a little cool graphic that can come up, and it's hit the subscribe, hit the like, and we'll keep going to rock and roll here. The only position I have on right now is this American Airlines. Obviously, I'm not going to drop this. This is still from the morning. It's 72 cents now in the money. Should have gone. We were in meetings all afternoon, but this would have been a great spot. Obviously, on this little move up to fade it back down. Don't know where you're going to get caught, but American Airlines right now, I'm short 117.15. So right now it's at 16.42. It's a 73 penny winner. But there was one coronavirus name. I mean, look at this market continuing to go down. Watch out below 3,000 coming. I did want to talk about INO here, up 21% on the day. Just funny how it bounced off of $10. So maybe if it breaks that, we take a shot and see if we can't do some damage on that side of things right now. But INO, the only coronavirus name I'm looking at right now.
Mr. Wickens, what's going on in your neighborhood, bud?
Speaking of the coronavirus, guys, the flavor of the day, I think HTBX, 25% still. This thing's done 131 million shares on the day. Definitely a lot of eyeballs on this one. Coming back into some interesting levels too, guys.
Trader Pred, your biases to the downside. I can't figure out why that might be as I look at the NQ here. Look, we're riding on the lows. Sean mentioned 3,000. If you're looking at the NQ, I like to look at that a lot of times. 86.50 is that mark. Having some trouble at 8,700. To be honest, I'm still involved in our good friend CY. That's basically holding right around 20 even. But XAIR opened back up. It's trying to bounce off the bottom here, 720. Initial short I took it was after a halt at 9, and it's still holding below that price. I kind of want to only play the short side here on the daily. When this whole mess started, this was basically a $4 or $5 stock. It still has a ways to come back down now that we know there's simply no relation and no reason for it to be up like this.
Yeah, my top stock today, Microsoft. You guys saw us trade that yesterday. Again, look at this. We picked some bottoms right down here, and we're able to sweetly get out. 168.20 was my best out there. So we were catching bottoms, getting out. These are dollar moves right here to the top side. So that was a nice little winner. So we cowbell that off. So we're going to look to see if we can make some more Microsoft trades right now. The high right here, this is just a 1 minute chart. You're going to see Microsoft only down 2%. So down less than the market. That's kind of stuff that I look for, guys. If you can find a stock that's relatively strong or weak heading into certain prints, you can get some decent recovery time from this. And look at this, 166.66. A couple of sixes there. That's ominous. But that name, Microsoft here, you could play off of these bottoms. I'm with people on the chat here, Greg, Trader Prod. I think maybe we test these lows again. So 166.60 breaking on the downside of Mr. Softy. Definitely a good opportunity there. I'm not going to play inside this range. If we get above VWAP, then maybe we'll talk about it. We don't need to put on a trade just for the sake of doing it. But Microsoft is one, obviously, that those of you that watch, one of my favorites.
Yeah, and we're talking this morning. If you will follow our morning show, we're talking a lot about Costco. Of course, you do have those earnings coming up. Nice move off of 325 at the top there. And we talked about this level coming all the way back now under VWAP, showing a little bit of weakness going into those earnings. You know, probably some profit taking. It had such a great rise off of the morning, 313 to 325. It was a straight shot up, almost no pullback. So we'll be watching that one closely going into in the final hour, going into the close. I think that should be a wild one. AIR is moving all the way back up to that 9 even area. I'm probably going to jump into this one at some point in front of that pre-halt price, that halt price of 9. It's right at 877 right now. I'll give it to that 9 even and take a shot again at the short.
Yeah, we just went short Microsoft 98, so 166.98. So it goes down as far as about 20. So right here we go. We're short 98 right now, guys. That just did tick down 20 pennies. We're going to wait to see if we can retest. I'm going to put an order right around here, 70. Here we go. Put an order right around here, 70-ish or so. There it is right now, guys. A nice little win right here. 20 plus pennies for you guys live on the show. We just take that. Let's see if we can't get out around that 60 level and then maybe go short again. It's bounced off here 1, 2, 3 times. We're not going to let it bounce again, guys.
Yeah, and here it comes down to that 20 even. You're CY trying to make another leg stair step to the downside. We've been shorting it basically since it got to 2050 and then adding to the position here at 2015 for a fresh one. Now that it's back under 20 even, you can get the real flush. Look, take maybe 30 cents off this one. Not a $20 name. Ultimately, a lot of the move already happened into the halts, so you're not going to expect 10% moves going into the close, but we can take a nice little 30-cent win right here. This is what it's all about. See if we can't punch through the bottom on CY.
Yeah, 166. I'm just looking to see. Oh, it's 167. Sorry, where we're going to get out here on the top side of Microsoft if it does go through. So we'll look at that. We are now short again, Microsoft. We just took some more there at 05. Let's just see what happens here, guys. 167.25 or so will be my out on this one. But right now, Microsoft to the top side. We did talk about it being stronger, so a little worried about going short on this name actually.
Yeah, and just got some out there. Initial short, of course, on this name, 2038. We just took some out at 1980, so 50-cent win there. Yep. We're going to get in again. We have 20 even, basically short. I want to ride this one to the downside. 1820 is where it was. I'm going to short this one until it proves that it can get above that 2050. Brendan, give me another name. This one's been good.
Another big mover today, guys. HIIQ, little health insurer, 17%. Had a big move down over the past couple of days, but right back up into this range, around $30. They reported earnings before they opened this morning that were better than expected, guys.
There we go, HIIQ, I'll
look
take
at
it.
your boy again. Catapult, here we go. Look where we just shorted Microsoft, 167.05, guys. Okay, so you want 40, 50 pennies. Here you go. How about 60, 70? Now Microsoft heading to the downside. We get bearish. We take it off twice, but look, we go short again. Hello! This is a 50, 60, 70 penny winner right now. So roll the dice on this name and get rewarded. Microsoft right now, I gave you that level, 166.60. Hope you guys shorted that with me. This is now a 70 penny winner off of these shorts. 1, 2, 3. Bingo, bango, bongo, Neil. That is how it is done. Welcome to Trader TV Live. I'm back tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll take this CY all day long. Just rolled over on 20. We initiated this one at 2038. We added back when it broke 20 even, 1993. Just got to 1950, so a nice return already. I'm not saying it's going to go 10% to the downside, but it's about a quarter of the way there with 45 minutes to go. The deal fell apart. It was an $18 stock before the deal was announced. Certainly, I would expect it to close a little bit closer to the low. If it can break this 1950 that we see on the bid, we're already in the money 40 cents. We've already bagged 58 cents profit on this cheap name. So I'd love to see us flush into the $19 range. See if we can't take 70, 80 pennies on this one.
Yeah, oh yeah. Let's take a lot of pennies going now, guys. We're at 70 pennies right now in the money on Microsoft. We're going to wait for 166 to bust. So we'll see here. We put an order down at 166. 06, so to be exact there. We're going to wait to see if that can take that bottom out. The low of the day, of course, 165.10. Here we go, Microsoft right now, guys. We are short 166.80 right now, so nice little trade coming down right to my price, 166.06. Not sure why we picked that, but it just touched 09s. We're expecting to get this one right now, and we'll see if we get, there it is. Bang, guys, we are here. This is a big trade. Everything happening for us. You go perfect on that one. We short that exact top there of that move, and then look what's happening. Nicely put in the money. I think I'm going to tweet this one out. Here we go. 166 is going to break down through, guys. Welcome to the show.
Here comes 3,000, 3,004 on the ES to the downside. If you got shorts, they're going to be working out for you. Just jump back into XAIR. It popped up. We talked about $9 in the first halt. Took a buck off it. Second time, $8.70. We're going to grab the short. I mean, the spread is already 30 pennies here. If it hits the bid so much, we'll be winning 50 cents to $1 pretty easily. We're still in CY in the money, 40 cents here. NQ at 86.30. We're riding those lows, Brad. You talked about being a short bias. Well, your bias should be paying off as long as you took some trades here to the south side.
Paying off, to say the least. We are just continuing to absolutely crush Mr. Softy. We did it yesterday. I gave you 3 trades yesterday. We took about $3 or $4 on those trades right here in the hour. And bye-bye, Microsoft. Here we go, 165 and change, breaking through 166. We are short, of course. Once we've already talked about it. You see my trades on here. Microsoft down to 166. Don't know if this continues to slide down. We may have just bounced a little bit because, of course, we're near that 3,000 mark that Neil talked about. So you're probably going to get a little bit of relief from that. But guess what? It could easily slice through that thing like butter, baby. We'll see what happens breaking through 3,000. Let's go. We've got the winners already. Not much else to tell you guys right now. 78-cent winner on American Airlines right now as well. 78 cents right now as well on Softy. What else?
Yeah, our trade of the day this morning was UAL, down 10% as well. The entire space getting absolutely shellacked. And look, as we're head towards 3,000, of course, we're going to be breaking lows on the entire space. So the actual low of the day, 12 pennies away right now. I really do think we have a good chance of taking it off. But at this point, if you got your shorts on, you're happy, you're sitting there, you probably want to hang on. As we test the absolute bottom here at 3,000, you're going to want to see if there's any kind of a bounce. I think we're going to get some further opportunity, 3% to the downside. downside right now, just watching the Qs out of the corner of my eye. Again, if you want to trade the overall futures, you can trade futures contracts, the Q, SPY, whichever one is most comfortable for you. A lot of times, if you like the micros, you can jump into that. A name I want to get to only because tried to short it this morning. Made a little bit of money, should have made a lot, and that's Tilray riding its low, $11. Watch out if that takes out the bottom. Could get rather interesting. CY is entering a reload point for me here. We got this one at 2038. We added to it when it broke 20. Now that it's coming back up towards VWAP, I'm thinking of adding again in front of 20 even, but it is 315. We already talked about Costco after market. Let's get some other earnings with our earnings preview and Brendan at the big screen.
Yeah, we mentioned we were getting kind of to the end of the earnings reporting season, guys, so not a lot to look at here, but a couple of interesting names. Bio-Nano Genomics, BNGO, a little pharma stock that can be a crazy mover, so we'll have a look at that BNGO. Costco, obviously, OKTA, we have Vermilion Energy and HR Block, all aftermarket tonight. If we shift over, if I can shift over, there we go. Here's Costco. So we are holding this 316, 315 and a half area, even as the market is selling off into the close this afternoon. Definitely some relative strength coming into Costco, obviously a huge name, but one to look at, worth looking at into the close. BNGO, not heavily traded today, but also reporting today, guys. Back over to you.
All right.
BNGO
yes.
reporting. Zoom already reported, and of course, if you were following at all today, very, very strong name. You can see the move that happened in the morning. It's coming off with the rest of the market here, holding VWAP as the market heads towards those lows. Look, if we're going to break this 123, it might have to join the short party. I'm looking at this consolidation, 124. It bounced a couple of times off this in the last hour and a half. It's now working its way back down. I feel like, as much as I like Zoom, this could be a nice little short opportunity. Let's jump into this one. It's 3,000 on the bid on the ES right now.
Guys, throw up, here we go. I'm going to put up my position board right now. You're going to see what we're dealing with. Okay, here you go. How many of you want these positions? AAL short rate now. 85 cents in the money. That's a pretty sweet one. We've been holding that all day. Microsoft as well, short rate now, 58. That's 63 cents in the money as Microsoft continues to hit downwards. This momentum, guys, we're breaking 3,000 as we speak. Microsoft right now, 166 and change. Look, that's the board, guys. We've showed it to you. We continue to make money. Pigs get slaughtered. Make sure you take some of the profit out. But yeah, what a roller coaster today. We are at the high of the day for myself. Only one negative. Actually, the only negative stock we have today is Tilray, believe it or not. And that's at all-time lows. And we were short, but we did take a little bit of a bath on that in the morning. But right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stocks I've traded. Look at the statistics below, guys. You'll see exactly what we're doing. Here's another bounce off of 3,000. Make sure you hit that like button.
It's trying a couple of times here. I mean, we're basically teetering on the abyss at 3,000 on the ES, and same thing with the NQ, basically at that 86.20 level. Brendan, what do you got for us? We're about to break.
RCL, guys, just wanted to mention really no relief on this sell-off today on Royal Caribbean. Obviously, the cruise stocks getting hit as well. We came all the way back to 67. 2 times gave you a great opportunity to put the short back on, and we're back to 65 now for RCL. But all of this group really under pressure, guys.
Yep, I mean, under pressure, there's a million names that are under pressure. We talked a little bit about the ride-sharing names. Uber, again, this is on their lows. Yesterday, we were talking about Lyft on the show. That's getting absolutely crushed. You're going to find lots of things at the absolute abyss at the bottom. 3,000. If we bounce from here, this is one of those situations you might have an idea or two if you wanted to reverse to the long side. For me, I'm going to hang on to the short. I like to see why. I'm looking over here at the Qs. If we can sustain any kind of a break of 3,000, it could get really ugly. We still have 40 minutes to go in the session. It's not like there's 5 minutes or 10 minutes left. There is plenty of time for either one of these things to happen, but we're going to make a decision here at 3,000 100%. As there's a chant in the back, one of the traders, let it go. I think they like the short.
I would say so. I mean, we're short 2 stocks here, and 2 of the best ones, obviously, for me, Microsoft and American right now, looking to see what we're going to do here at this 3,000 level. Some other names, I mean, lots of names popping off right now. We talked about INO, and for some reason, that is going the other way. Normally, when there's the market scare, you can see some coronavirus names going the other way. But right now, this comes down to this 10 o'clock, this $10 level not coming into play right now on INO. But guess what? American Airlines at its day low, hit the alley-oop. Thank you so much, market. We continue to crush this. This is 90 cents in the money right now on American Airlines. This stock continues to get dropped down. Obviously, no one's going to be traveling anytime soon. We just talked about RCL, CCL, these cruise lines, these travel industry, not really popping off. Hey guys, look at this. We have a trading floor right behind us.
You better believe it. Lots of traders back there. They're locked and loaded. You talked about Carnival Cruise. It's down 14% on the session. It's actually approaching its bottom. Look, you're bottoming out here. You're trying to bounce. You got to find some names that you think are relatively strong or weak. I don't think you want to touch this one to the long side, even on a bounce. But if you do, 28 even is going to give you a bit of a shot there. I was looking at 21, 211 there in the Qs. Look, if we're bouncing off here, I might take one shot and one shot. Well, maybe a couple. I mean, it's still earlier on. We have 40 minutes to go. You can probably reload a couple of times if you think we're going to catch any kind of a bounce.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's tons of time left in this marketplace.
Whoa, Codex.
We're going to get, it's moving around.
We missed, maybe missed out. A couple, you talked about INO. Codex just flushed as well. So that whole inverse relationship, not necessarily holding out today, as this one just flushed $1 off of the 15 level yesterday. Basically the same play. We'd only take about 20, 30 cents off it. Today it goes $1. Brendan, what do you got?
That Codex guy's worth mentioning OPK with another test. So maybe some competition for Co-Diagnostics there. Also making a corona test. OSG here, volume alert just went off on my scanner here from 205 all the way up to 255 in a straight line here for OSG. Going to check on the news on this one, guys.
Okay, OSG, we'll definitely add that one. I got my eyeballs on Codex. Low of the day is 13 even, but it already just broke support at 14.10. It is continuing to fall like a rock. This one's going to be SSR, so going to have to look for an uptick to be able to get into this. Hopefully we can get something at 14, but it's just going straight to the downside, as you can see, continuing to fall. It could be the competition that Brendan talked about. Hard to say. You're seeing a flush right here. But jumping into a question here, what do we think about Mind Medicine? Fantastic debut. Actually opened at 99 cents today. Was unable to break that dollar mark. Still, if you bought this yesterday at the bottom, you got 30 cents. You were able to get 30 cents 2 days ago, 45 to 50 yesterday.
Yeah, it would be all good.
Opened at 99 and still back holding 72, so it's holding the majority of the gain. So, I kind of like this one. It's an interesting play. It's a first to the space, certainly, which is definitely an advantage. And that rotation out of cannabis into these the microdosing psychedelics it has begun. You see what's happening to Tilray. You see what's happening across the board with Aurora and CGC. So I do like this name quite a bit. I think you maybe might have missed a little bit of the boat, but probably the story's not done.
Yeah, I'm going to be a little different. I think this thing's going right back to 20 cents, at which point I will be a buyer. So we'll see if MindMed goes back down there to the lows. At that point, maybe we step in. Probably not. Okay, American Airlines, I just noticing here 1630 was that top there. The market tried to get back up. So I put a stop order in here. We're going to capture for sure 85 cents on this one no matter what. That's where my stop is right now, 1630. We are back near the lows right now. I did unfortunately dump our Microsoft there. It looked like it was getting back up, so we got out. Unfortunately, it's right back now down to day's low. We are going to look to see about what these futures want to do, man, down here at 3,000. There's still imbalances to come. We'll show you those. Those are coming on Toronto, NYSE, Nasdaq in the next half hour. So imbalances could obviously sway this. 17
minutes to the imbalance in Toronto. And then we have at 350, of course, we'll have the New York, which that's going to be the big one. You care to see what's happening in the U.S. markets. Yeah, like and subscribe for sure. You subscribe, you're going to get a notification when we come on live on YouTube. And of course, remember, 9 o'clock each morning, we are doing the morning show. Just watching us teetering 1, 2, 3 times last few minutes off 3,000. I got the Qs up here, so 22, 10, 50. If we break 3,000, I'm probably going to take a crack at this one to the short side. That's why we have them up. Ultimately, I think the upside play on a break there with 40 minutes left could be just too enticing to get too far away from. I do also want to go back to one other name. We mentioned Uber there. Lyft just broke through the low of the day. Down 9%. It has been flushing all day long after trying to hold the top in the morning. Forget about it. We're about to hit 10% probably at some point. If we break 3,000, this one is going to continue the flush.
Okay, and GE. Mr. General Electric, we take some shares now at 97. So General Electric, we go long now at 97. The day's low is 95. We'll see if we can bump around there. We'll average it. We'll take some 96s. If it wants to break through 95, so be it. We'll get out 93, 94 on that move. We're putting some risk to work now, guys. So attention, attention. A couple shares right now, long GE. It's down 9%. Big move off of this $10 right here. breaks 10, comes down, stops at 95. We could have just took a penny, but depending on how many shares you have, you may want to do that. You may want to scalp this back and forth. For me, I'm going to wait until we get at least back to 10 here and see what we're going to do. We already have our trade plan. That is a break of 95. When that happens, we're flashing out of this one, but there we go. Now long at 96. This thing's coming down. Watch out for 3,000. Obviously that breaks, so will GE. But this is just worth it, in my opinion. A little bit of a shot here on GE as AAL, now a dollar winner, guys.
Yeah, you look at this market, it's all about what's going to happen here. We're down 3% in Q. You're looking at that ES very closely over and over again. We just keep riding this little bottom here. Most people positioned in a short are just saying if the floodgates open up, you already have it on, or you can try to catch it on the break. If we bounce from here, I don't think it'll take us very far before we're back at that 30-30. Now remember, watch those key levels. If there's a bounce here, I do think it probably slows at least a little bit at that 30-30 mark, so you'll get 25 to 30 handles from here.
Good, yeah. So I mean, you're going to go short the Qs shortly. I'm going to watch out for this GE trade. And yeah, Dax, don't worry. I also got one of these ready for you. Trader TV water jug thing as well. You get that, and you get a
hydrated.
mug. And you get a mug. So how about that? There we go. Yeah, we're excited for this. The market right now breaking 3,000. I guess you're short.
Absolutely. We actually just got the Qs right there. I mean, it's going to be 20, 210, 30. Now, you can take, the micros. You can take actual futures contracts. You can trade the Qs. You can trade the SPY. Whatever you want to get into. If we're looking at the NQ in particular, I actually looked at AMD breaking its low of the day as well. You could express the trade there. I just happened to take the Qs 210, 30 to the short side right now. I'll throw this one up on my chart so we can see it. I do like looking at the NQ, and I apologize for the wicks there, but you can see we're riding on that low. Again, it's only in the money, about 15 cents. It was a battle for us to get here. We could have a slow flush. We could have a fast one, 35 minutes to go. I do believe, do we have something from, is it Valeria? Is it? I thought I heard something. There you go.
Yeah, guys, I just wanted to tell to our viewers that if you're passionate about trading, or you want to learn how to trade, or you need just very nice company, you're in the right place at the right time. So subscribe for our show so you get notifications when we have new content or we are streaming live. And of course, hit us thumbs up. You would make us very happy. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much. Make sure you are all about the engagement. You better believe it. Yes, it is a spicy market. Yes. We can't wait to see how the last hour is going to turn out. It should be wild. The action is crazy. 8,600 could be an interesting level on the NQ as we're basically still battling. 29.98. We just got to 94, 95. Again, it's a battle being waged. You sort of pick your poison in either direction. Either one could work out, but here we go. We're a little bit bouncing back above 3,000 for me. You've got to give this one to probably 30. If you're looking at the ES, if you're tracking on the NQ, you're sort of looking at that 86, 35 to 40 area.
Okay, so our only position, again, we are waiting on AAL. It's going to be out of there soon. And there it is, guys. We're long 96.50. We take some out at 98. I told you we're just scalping this GE right there. Penny and a half. Again, do the math, whatever thousands of shares you have there, take that penny and a half, but we're going to wait to see. I'm still holding. We took out 20%. Let's wait to see if we can get back to $10 here on these futures. And wow, what a move off of 3,000 again.
Yeah, I mean, off of 3,000, headed towards back 3,010.
Maybe. We're going to wait to see.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, story not done. We got about 30 minutes left to go. The battle is still being waged. Just watch out to see. 30-30 is going to be a level on the way back up. You definitely have to watch that. I did talk about some overly weak names, but bouncing off the bottom and trying to anyways lift, you just can't get very far. And this is, forget about what the market is doing. Lyft is going to stay weak. It's the same thing. Uber's been doing exactly the same move.
Yeah, futures heading upside. Oh yeah, there it is. Floss it off once again. Your boy right there. Nice little winner on AAL. We get out there. Look at that out, guys. Not much better than that. 31's only problem is should have reversed long there. 31 all the way up now to 38. So that one keeps going upside. We just should have gone long. But again, I'm not going to go long anything that is related to air travel. I don't think that's going to be a good name moving forward.
It's the same reason I don't like the bounce in Uber or Lyft. It's just those aren't the names that I'm going to go to the long side. It's just not going to happen. You got to have your conviction in certain stocks in certain directions. One that we're going to talk about here because Costco, of course, has those earnings coming in. Bounce there, and I think you could see some volatility come into this name, especially after those imbalances come out. So we're going to give it a close look on that one. We're still waging the same war. We can't even get 10 handles here. here on the ES. So, we're basically in the same range. We're trying to bounce, we're trying to flush. Pick your poison either way. I do still have that CY. It really hasn't moved out of the money for us, so we started this one well above VWAP at 2038. We added to it at 20. It's continuing to very slowly grind to the bottom. I'd love to see some acceleration going into the close in this one. It could easily get back to 19 even. That would give us $1 win if it does, so we're going to hang on to this short unless it breaks back above VWAP.
Okay, yeah, and that's the kind of analysis that everybody wants. I mean, we don't enter trades just for the sake of it, right?
Exactly.
You've got to make sure that you're in the right spot, and that look just like I'm saying here about GE. We get out some 98s. Now you're testing that low again of 95. So you got to make sure that you have your proper trade plan. We're gonna get out of this one if it breaks down through 94. So there you go. Penny and a half on the win. Penny and a half on the downside. However, I only got it at 20%. So this is going to be a loser here on GE. But right now, Microsoft breaking back down below. Watch out again. This 3,000 levels right back here. As we mentioned, there's still lots of time left. This market could still drop another couple percentage points, believe it or not,
easily
before this is all done. So
and finally,
don't get too comfortable.
You trade some stocks that are SSR. It means you can't hit the bid. 1950, people couldn't break it. It just did on CY, so hopefully the floodgates will open up. But I do believe we have our good friend Brennan. He's got an update for us at the big screen.
Yeah, 30 minutes to go, guys. Let's have a look at how things are faring. Not good, unfortunately, right across the board here. Almost 4%. When I came up here, it was 4% for the S&P 500. The Dow, 3.8% still. Nasdaq, still 3.5% in negative territory. I mean, that's the story. Top to bottom, 3+% gains. Look at Toronto faring a little bit better here. The TSX just 1.8% to the downside. Bovespa in Brazil really getting crushed, 5.2% to the downside. We'll have a look at an early look at some imbalances, guys, for the close. VIV, the top one here, courtesy of Catone and Company. VIV 1.7 to buy. Oxy 1.6 million to buy. We have AT&T there, 1.2 million to buy. CAT, XOM, OLN, to name a few. Sean, you had an interesting stat this morning about 4% days for the S&P. What was that again?
Yes, Brendan, yeah, and it was the fact that in the last 8 years, we only had 2 days where the S&P 500 traveled more than 4% in either direction in the last 8 years. And then boom goes the dynamite. Today, you have, looks like it may be another day, but we've had now 3 days in the last 5 that we've traveled that much. So there you go. The volatility, needless to say, Neil, is here, back in the building, and obviously there you go. The market now up and away, guys.
Yeah, I got to reverse to the long side here in the Qs. I mean, realistically, I feel like we're headed to the north side. We just broke that 310, so we're going to try to build something in front of that 3,000. You talked about that nice little reversal that you were going to see. We'll see if we can't take advantage of it here. We broke 211. Again, it's going to get confusing. We can talk about the ES, we can talk about the Qs, we can talk about the NQ. It doesn't matter. Either way, you could be catching a bit of a bounce. We have 8 minutes. It's not going to matter too much about the Toronto imbalances, but we'll let you know what happens there. I think the key is going to be at 350 in case we get some good ones, but we caught a nice little reversal to the long side of a 211 break after losing on the short, so we're back positive on the Qs after the short didn't work. Right. CY, however, and again, you know what, credit where credit is due. Before we even came on here, Brennan was giving us names. I didn't even have this on my radar at any point today, and I trade these deals.
Right.
And big time flush, and now you see the secondary push to the downside. It was an $18 stock when the deal was announced. It fell apart earlier on today, and now we're able to take advantage. We're short at 1993. We started this one at 2030. It was the first thing we talked about when we got on here. Again, it's just one of those, it tries to gap back 50%. It fails at that point. You get that retracement short. Now we're staring in the face about 60 pennies worth of a winner, looking for a full dollar on CY.
167.05 on Softy. Yeah, Dax, look, man, I'm trying, but it doesn't want to go. I have no idea why GE doesn't want to go here. It keeps bumping up to 98. The futures are obviously off. It was $3,000. Now we're at 3,017. If I was long anything else, we would be a monster, but we're only long GE, which is not moving, probably only because it's down this much. But if it does go, Dax, yeah, let's look at
Sean, here come those Qs, a reversal to the long side.
Yeah,
you're going to see it here, 211.70 right now as we're getting to 30.20. I anticipate maybe we could slow down a tiny bit at 30.30. I'll take a little bit of profit off when the ES gets there. We're in the money right now, almost $1 on the Qs. Not a bad point to take a third off if we get to 30.30. So that'll be in about 50 cents or so. We'll have a look if we continue this rise. Still 25 minutes and plenty of of time to run.
DAX.
Brendan, what do you got?
All right.
Guys, just watching VIPS, VIPS, little Chinese holding company. This is 25% to the upside, even with the market tanking here. This is a 52-week high for this thing. They reported earnings that were positive. They don't care that the market is tanking. Guys.
DAX, there you go, DAX. Hopefully you made a little bit of money right there. Gave that trade to everybody, $9.96. Told you take as many thousands of shares as you want. This is GE. We just take some out at 10. I don't know. Sometimes we get these ideas, guys, and these light bulbs go off, and there it is. Hey, good one. Breaking through 10 now. Let's hope it breaks, DAX. I don't know if that's going to happen, but right now we are long.
You got the roaring futures certainly helping us out here. Look, we talked about if it failed at threat 3,000, you take your shot to the short side. It reverses strongly. Get through that 30-10 on the ES. Reverse to the long. I now kind of think we have a shot here. We're in the money about $1 here and try to take a third off, but that 30-30 mark is where we wanted to see the ES get to. Didn't quite get there yet. The trend is, look, it's down overall. Yep. But we've seen what's happened. We saw what happened yesterday going into the close. We've seen these rallies in the last half an hour, even on those sell-off days. So I think this could be another one of those. A little bounce back, a little pep in the step. We're down 3%. We're roaring back a little bit off that 3,000. It's such a key level. Certainly if it holds strong, you're going to see some kind of a bounce, which is exactly what we're seeing now. So we're holding this one in the money. The Qs is all we have, although we do have that CY short. It's unrelated. It's not going to follow the market. The deal fell apart. It's sort of a banging to the beat of its own drum or dancing to the beat of its own drum. Yeah, banging, dancing, whatever. Whatever you want. Having fun. Okay, GE is the only position I have. Here we go. Let's go, GE. Let's see if we can't get this going. We turn our frowns upside down. GE now at 01s. We got an offer there as well. Hopefully we can get picked up over there. I'm actually using inverted gateways at these levels so we can make sure that we do get picked up. We did not get 01s there. We tried to go through that. Maybe now talk about some time to maybe dump some of these share stacks at 10 even. It tried 01s there. It didn't go. I'm 60% still long 96s, guys. Yeah, and look, we're turning back around here. You kidding me? These markets trying to get up. They're trying. Any pullback, I think, might be an opportunity in front of that 3,000. If you like the long, it might give you another shot at this. We're still in the money deep. Still in the money set 70 pennies, 60 pennies on our CY short. Still in the money on that long in the Qs. When a turnaround at 30-10 happen on the ES. And you are welcome there, Dax, as we hit some fireworks for that GE trade. There you go, given to you live on the show. And guess what? We're doing that again and again and again every day now. 3 p.m. Join us. I have an offer sitting also at 02 right now, and bang, there it is. That hits as well. So GE, boom, how's your face now? Just punch that. So we're going to see what happens. Futures coming back down, but look, our 96 long on GE. I hope some of the boys in the back had that one. That's about as easy as you can. You can't always just wait for these, the close right now is coming up, but 3,000 and even, Neil, I'm not saying we're not testing it again, but there's a very good chance, I think, it feels like if these imbalances come out the wrong way or to the downside, we could get a test. The fact that we couldn't even get to that 30-30 area, I thought the bounce was probably going to head straight there. It does turn around just a little bit here, and we're headed back to that 3,010. If you're tracking the NQ, keep in mind you're looking at 86.50, which we're basically tracking to right now. The bottom, 86.10. We never got to 8600 on the NQ because the ES was right there at 3,000. Yeah, exactly. And Dax, if you did not get those O2s, do what I was just talking about there. We talked about using inverted gateways depending on your keyboard, what you're set up with. If you're not trading on the Prosperway platform, you may have probably not gotten that, Phil, but there are different gateways paying different rebates, so on and so forth. So we're going to be at the high of the day here for myself. We're only running the GE long, and guys, it's at 96. So that one is a pop, a wheelie. Here it comes back to 02s. Let's just see what happens. Yeah, if you're a momentum trader, one thing Sean mentioned there, you don't care whether you pay the fee or not. If you get the fill, you need to get into position to make that growth. So you're gonna be willing to pay to make sure you get the fill, make sure you get to accumulate the shares that you want. So you've got to know which gateways to use if you have the ability to do so, of course. Yeah, exactly, and that's why we talk about having that ability. And there we go, getting some more out of 10s and 10s 01s right now. 339. So we're gonna see the TSX imbalances are gonna come out in about a minute. We're going to check to see what side those are at. Brendan.
Another one set to make new highs heading towards the close here, guys. EDIT up about 10%. Just broke 25. Huge volume spike on that move. The high up here, 25.45 for EDIT. Guys.
All right.
Or you just call it edit. I like those little short forms. We'll throw that one in there. Everything Brennan tends to give usually is a little bit of gold. So we'll throw that one on the list here and make sure we have a quick look at it. I know we've talked a little bit about Disney in the past. There was a nice bounce this morning. We're looking right now to possibly take a view up. And again, if you're looking for something to be strong going into the close or maybe buy back up at a good price, if we can actually crack to the upside, I mean maybe 8,700 on the Qs or break that 30-30, you got to be looking at this one at 114. I think that could be an opportunity. So file that one away. Still about 20 minutes to go. Those Toronto imbalances are going to come out, but we're tracking back towards 3,000. So made a bit of cash on the reversal.
The bounces are out.
But for me, already hung on to some of the Qs. So we'll take a bit of a win on the reversal. I'm going to hang on to some till 3,000 for the rest.
So we got a rebate stock here, CNL to the downside. Is it sell, sorry. Bombardier is always going to be there.
Yeah, that's gone.
Some banks are buys today. So we got the BNS there as a buy, Enbridge also as a buy. Other than that, it looks kind of meh to me, but we'll probably take a BNS long maybe for 300,000 shares. Not bad. We're going to check that out, but with the market tanking here, slippery slope.
Yeah, it's basically just the banks that are buys. A lot of those other names, I mean, you talked about that CNL. I can tell you right now, that stock has a gazillion shares on the bid, and it's on 2.5 million. It's completely useless to you to look at it. It's a 1 penny spread, and it will not move. So we're not even going to bother with a name like that. Disney, with the market here falling back off, you want it to break 114, but you need to see the market come back before you're even testing your hand at those waters.
They want more Valeria, so why don't our production team,
Valeria.
why don't you guys get on that? Let's figure out a way to get her on screen again. More Valeria. Do we like trading the open or the close? For me, the open, but there's lots of opportunities. You see, just because we sit here and make some more money at the close, for me, definitely the open. Great question, though. I feel like it's easier to structure your trades. You have the pre-market ranges.
It's also the beginning of game day. I don't know.
I have a little more energy. I don't know how is that possible, but there is a little more energy that I have at the open. So I would always suggest, guys, watch us at 9 o'clock. The show is very similar, but again, little more discussion on specific names
the prep,
and
get the levels.
particular trade setups. Because right now we're just trading momentum, we're trading what we see, and we're trading a few key names that we've liked throughout the day.
Yep.
In the morning time, just like I just took $1 on that American Airlines, these are trades that we have at the open, and then they're well placed, and that's that's.
But you know what, Dax? Look, if you trade most of your trading for Europe, and you like trading the European market, and that lunchtime is what works for you, it doesn't matter. Ultimately, do you get paid? Answer is yes. Then you should be happy as a trader. So if you like that lunchtime, or you like Europe for most of their session, there's nothing wrong with that. But never hesitate to learn something new. Learn new market, new technique, new style. You ask for more, Valeria. You got her.
Hey guys. Well, guys, you like trading, we like trading, so let's trade together. Guys, we're mentioning that we are having a show in the morning, so go to www.tradertv.live and you can watch us daily from 9 p.m. to 12. Also, we are daily on YouTube from 3 p.m. till the market closure. Leave us comments, write what you trade. We are very interested to know. Write us where you're from, and of course like our videos and subscribe for our channel. We will be very, very happy. Back to you.
There she is, and we're going to hit the Valeria Batman again.
Yes, there it is.
She'll be back. She'll be around. Don't worry about that. We will. Yeah, thank you, Lucas. Not only do we trade, host, but also learning when to hit the graphics. But thank you to our graphic team for developing these. It's easy to do it when they're so good. So that was a good one there. WFC to the downside right now. This name, it's not down 8%, but it's down 6%. So look at this daily chart here. Wells Fargo, we talked about it yesterday, being quite the toxic bank. I don't think it's toxic in the way that those banks were in 2007 and 8. But you see here, $54. That was a nice time. Bang! $39. WFC. What exactly are you doing? We are way, way below. This is a daily chart. It's taking a while to load, but the point I'm trying to get at is, look how low this is. WFC, never been around here. We can go back to 2018. We're not even close. as this lows 2017. We're not even close. WFC right now, bye-bye, bathwater.
Sean,
You
they
can throw
tried
out.
again to get to 3,000, and we just bounced shy of that number. We didn't. We tested it again. We reloaded on. Look, if you're going to be long in front of it, you're going to reload when it comes back down. Just reloaded on the Qs, 211. Now working in the money for us. Look, if we actually get this run to 30-30, we're loving it here.
Why don't we go back to the future where I told you guys 5 minutes ago that we would retest 30-30? Brendan, what's up?
A little one catching a bit here heading into the close, guys. MDP still down 5.6%. Look at the volume coming in. Huge buyer stepping up at 2160. Took out this little pivot all the way up to about 22 for MDP, guys.
Yeah,
Loving it. We'll
loving it,
take
loving
that
it.
long. We'll start taking some profits off on this second bounce. Just took 20% off on that reload on the Qs in front of that 3,000 mark. Again, we talked about reversing to the long side if we got to 30.10 on the ES, but we bounced off that nicely. I still think we can get to this, get $1, $2 on the Qs here. We're running out of time. There's 15 minutes to go, but I'm not going to forget what happened yesterday. We've seen the moves that these markets can make, even in the last 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it might be. We're a few minutes away, of course, from getting some imbalance data to see if that'll confirm it. We saw Toronto come out. You see the major names there are to the long side, so it should be interesting.
Yeah, and we talked about BNS going to the long side. So here's BNS right now. We talked about that one. Look, since the imbalance came out, guys, where is it? 68.23. We're at 68.49. Obviously, the market heading northbound as well, but that's a little trade that you could have had on Bank of Nova Scotia. By the imbalance, you get rewarded now. Obviously, the market's heading south side or north side, so you get that little bump up. But watch out here. If it does come back in, might be a good spot to reload 68.30 or something on BNS, guys.
And the first thing we did when we sat down here at 3 o'clock, we pulled up that CY. We saw the pullback. We grabbed the short. We added to it at VWAP. It is now slowly marching towards our target. We're going to get that 70-cent move on these shares here, starting it at 20.40. Getting more on a 20 break. We're looking to get out in front of 19 even. This is what it's pretty much all about here. Look, again, wasn't necessarily on our radar. We did our prep this morning. Nope. Wasn't on our radar when I sat down back here at 2:30, but Brendan mentioned the name. You pull up the chart, you find a level, saw some consolidation, you get the trade on. It's done 41 million shares worth of volume, so this is going to continue to be spicy right into the close.
Yes, look, everything is going to be very, very spicy here. GE right now back to 02s. We're still looking around. I did put an order there on BNS. Let's go back to that. BNS back down here, but you know what? We're now touching highs once again, 68.55. So, that may have been something to look at, but right now not going well here. If you're looking to get some longs, you got to wait back down here, I feel. Brendan has one more thing.
Citrix, guys, catching a bit here with about 15 minutes to go as well. 5.6 on the day. Just broke 116 there on a huge volume spike as well. So CTXX XS, day highs, guys.
Thank you there, Brendan. Another one that's on some day highs. And no, I'm going to keep coming back to Costco. It's not that it's necessarily moving. We have a few minutes to those New York imbalances come out. And we've mentioned, of course, earnings coming up in Costco. It's been very, very strong. But pulling back in off the top with the rest of the market here, tight range so far. You're going to want to watch this one going into the close. You'll watch it after market as well to see if anything crazy happens. We're getting a battle again. 30.10 on the ES one more time. We bounced off that 3,000. We're trying to move back to the upside. I'm seeing a lot of names that are hanging out around those lows, trying to make a bounce. And you look at right here on the NQ, you're talking about this 86.50 area over and over and over again. I'm long in the Qs at 211. Took about a quarter of that profit off on the way up, still hanging on to the rest because it's either breaking 3,000 or we're getting a bounce. One or the other in the last 12 minutes is going to happen.
Yeah, let's, we just talked about WFC. If we're going to get a bounce, maybe it comes from JP Morgan. I did want to look here. I will look at JP Morgan in a second. I did want to check out some of these imbalances here. They're not out yet for New York, but just to see GE, this is probably what's holding it back, guys. 1.4 million shares to sell. So Caterpillar also there as well. But you can see as we go to the downside, I don't say anything about JP Morgan. Let's just see what happens when these come out before I take a real position in anything.
Yeah, and the Qs, another bounce bounce there, and I'm going to have to zoom in because we got those ugly wicks. We're back up to the 211.40 mark. This is where we took 20% of our profit off here in the 211 long. I want that March at 212. I want to see if we can get to 213. I want the ES to get to 30.30. That would be absolutely fantastic. We got time for it to happen, but look, we kicked it and talked about those New York imbalances minutes ago. Let's talk to Brendan and get an update or preview going into those New York imbalances.
Yeah, we'll have a look at the New York imbalances. We showed you Catone, some ARCA imbalances a little bit earlier. Just want to highlight this one as well. LH in New York halted at the moment. That H means halted, obviously. A little bit of size there, but really nothing to talk about. But when we get to 50, about 30 seconds to go here, we'll talk about the imbalances going towards the close. So 10 minutes before, obviously, we get that crucial NYSE feed for the closing imbalances. They will update at 55, but just wanted to mention that halt. The H representing a halt, obviously. A little bit of an imbalance right now to the buy side for this one. LH on New York, guys. But let's have a look as we get to 3:50. 10 minutes to go here. We should get a populated list here. And there we go. CHK for the second day in a row here. Topping the list on the buy side, 2.6 million. PBR, that's a Brazil ADR. BAC, ITUB, another Brazil ADR. VIV. There's your GE, Sean. A little bit of a sell imbalance. Pfizer on the sell side today as well, and Sprint on the sell side. So lots to look at. 10 minutes to go, guys. Back to you.
And what did I tell you guys about JP Morgan on that one? I wish that that wasn't coming out, because look at that spike up. JP Morgan right there. The balances come up and we bump up 40 pennies. So yes, I should have taken that. Here goes GE now. High.
There goes the long, baby. That's what we're talking about. We got those cues at 211. We just got out in front of 212. We're going to hang on. We talked about 213. We talked about 30.30, which is coming on the ES. There's the bounce to the upside that we've been looking for. This is what it's all about. The market can be down. You can try the short at 3,000. If it doesn't happen, the reversal comes through, and we'll grab those cues. Look, this is what it's all about. Sometimes the close is nothing. Sometimes it's hot fire. Yesterday, of course, we saw that rally. Not as big, but nothing wrong with these profits.
No, and we talked about bouncing off that 3,000. So I hope you guys were able to hit that with us. We get some GEs out there at 04 for an 8-penny winner. And again, guys, it's all about positioning and sizing, right? You got to watch out for those. Okay, Apple right now, still down. Apple, AAPL there. Maybe a good name to short now into that rally. Apple right here. Apologize for these wicks, but makes the chart look real bad. Apple gets as high as 295 there on that move, and right back down a quick $1.50 off that. Look at this, retraced right away.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that whatsoever. We're gonna floss it off here. Why not? I can't do it in real life, but my little avatar does it for me. We get 1973 out, so our last entry into CY is gonna be a 70-cent winner. Again, we start this one basically immediately. We got in short actually before 3 o'clock. We added to it after we got live here on YouTube, and it's been a fantastic short. Obviously, if you had this off the initial halt when the deal fell apart, $23 to 18. You can come late to the party, but as long as you bring your dancing shoes, you can have a lot of fun. So I'm out on this one. See why we're looking only at this futures trade, the Qs trade at the close. We're still long here as we reject off what number on the ES, Sean? You can say it. I know you don't have to look.
Yeah, no, I'm not looking. I'm looking at XOM.
30.30. We just turned back, gave maybe 15 handles or so back. We talked about that. You knew that maybe it would slow down when it got to that price, took some profit off on the Qs trade in front of it.
Okay, yeah, great. Look, we're still watching this GE. I'm going to check in on the imbalance. We still have it long right now. Yeah, still a sell. So everything going buy side. We did talk about the banks there, led by BAC upside. Yeah, this hour has truly flown by. I can't believe it. We're only 7 minutes away from the end of the show.
Yep.
Check us out tomorrow, guys, 9 a.m. We're back, but you got to subscribe to that one. Check out our YouTube page for more details on that. Instagram, Facebook. Brendan, what's up?
This one could actually be interesting tomorrow morning, guys. Altimmune here, ALT, running into the close. This is a little coronavirus stock, but big time move into the close here on decent volume on the buy side, guys.
And we're continuing the press, trying to get upside here. Again, those Qs trades. Now, we took multiple entries here. Our best one was, of course, at the bottom on the retest of that 3,000 level, and that's when we got 210.66. We're now in the money, about $1.20 on this Qs trade with about 6 minutes to go. And the thing here is, we're day trading, so obviously for us, not for everybody, we're going to be taking these trades off at the close. We're not really holding anything overnight. So you are going to see, regardless of what happens, us get flat, close our trades off. We could be screaming into the upside here, and we're still going to take these profits either way.
I mean, you want to talk about bullseye. This is we talk about it all the time. This is a 10-cent winner here on GE. You don't get those moves too often. We picked this bottom up right now. You can see on the chart, ding, 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 all the way up. I mean, obviously, we would have loved to hold the rest that we're up here, but we still got about 25% of the position. We're going to wait to see if we can't get around this area and then dump them. I mean, look, there's only 6 minutes left, Dax, and all you rest of you guys out there. So you got to watch out. Here we go, 10.07. It just keeps going upside. There you go. I've given you Microsoft here and GE on this close. Glad that you made all your money. Hopefully you made more in this last little bit than you did all day. It's been a good one. The market's been flying
There goes
around.
212 on the
There's
Qs.
08.
5 minutes to go. So we got this 210.66, about $1 to $1.50 in the money as we teeter back and forth. But you get some updates on the New York imbalances at 355, and you get a bit of a pullback going into it. So for me, on that pullback, I'm going to take some note. That's an indication sometimes you can see some flips, and maybe some of those buy balances could turn into sells.
Yeah, exactly. And we did talk about that with you guys just now. I said there's only a few minutes left on the show, so you got to, or in the market, 5 minutes to be exact. So you got to make sure that you are responsibly positioned right here. As you can see, yeah, good little look there, Lucas. We like that. Maybe if you guys can show the floor now as well, that's not a horrible
Things
look.
starting to heat up.
BNS though right now still to the upside. I guess I'm going to miss the boat on that one. BNS, the big buy there in Toronto. So watch out if you're trading that one. Already up a bunch.
Yeah, I still just have 20% left in the Qs trade. I could go with a break-even stop, but with 4 minutes left to go, realistically, you can almost hold this one into the close. You do want to make sure you're tracking some of those imbalances. I'm still seeing a lot to the buy side right now, even after we get back to that 355.
What?
Most of those names are pretty insignificant, to be honest with you. I don't see anything that stands out. You have Chesapeake, which is a penny stock, leading the way there.
Good thing, Brendan, that I didn't take that or notice that as well, because I had a bid to go long I&O at 10, but I did cancel it when it was all the way down here, and thank God I did, because it breaks through 10 and only goes to 10.10. So I would have had a loser for sure on board there, because I would have been long 10.01. That's how I trade. So bang, straight to the upside there. Good thing we missed that, but good update by Brendan there. I&O, just once again another coronavirus name, breaking to new highs. This was like a penny stock. I mean, we don't have to talk about it. They're all the same
Yeah,
story.
they're all basically
most of
penny
these
stocks.
coronavirus stocks are just going northbound right now.
And they might be again. I mean, some of them are going to have some successes. They have some of them have some sustainable business models and are real businesses. Others are going to probably go back to penny status. So before we get too far away from things, with 3 minutes left to go, just worth noting, UAL and probably American as well. Sean was talking about this. They're continuing to die. You're seeing this go to 51 as they're flushing. It was 9% to the downside on UAL this morning. We talked about that short. It is now 14% to the downside, absolutely getting crushed, the entire space across the board.
I did want to touch on Costco a little bit. Yesterday, we YOLO'd Zoom at the close. Now there's still 3 minutes left here on Costco. Costco coming down. It's down a nice 2%. Obviously a lot stronger than the market. The market now down 3.25. But you're going to see here Costco. Look, I mean, this stock, I love this stock. There's obvious reasons why now with coronavirus there, people stocking up. My wife telling me that the shelves are empty over there. I think that's pretty obvious. I'm expecting a big quarter. They could guide obviously lower based on what else is new, some kind of a virus people are talking about. But right here, if we could touch down through 314, you may get a break lower here. The real low of the day though, 313. I think we've tried if it breaks 314, guys.
Yeah, it looks like we just bounced again off 3010 on the ES, and you can see represented here in the Qs at that 211. We're long still with our same position in the Qs. It's 210, 66, and 70 was our last two adds at the bottom. Now we're marching back towards the upside. So again, we'll go about $1 in the money in those. I was thinking we could get 2 on a real bounce if we can get past that 30-30. And we only have 2 minutes for that to happen. Now, there is activity, of course, in the aftermarket. We're not going to hold into that. I've seen rallies extend past 4 o'clock, so certainly there could be more upside in this play. We're going to be taking things off at 4, though.
Yep, BNS, still, we just taking this off. Dax, we're going to get out to the rest right now. We're out of GE. We just took some 04s there, and now we are out. So GE, that is done with only 2 minutes to go. We're going to see what happens at Costco. I want to check in on MadMed right now quickly. MindMed, sorry, not MadMed. 67 cents. We did talk about that. We had a question early on from Rob this morning. Is it going to break $1? The answer, no. It did not break $1. It got to 99 cents.
You know, the funny thing is, if you
The
would have,
great Wayne Gretzky.
if you'd ever bet on penny stocks that go from 25 cents to 99, I would bet you like it's like 99 point something percent of the time they tick above $1
Yeah.
on that day. And I've, you know, so ultimately the fact that it didn't is pretty interesting. Key levels to watch. You know, it opened up I think yesterday at 47, and then of course 25 was at bottom on the first day. Look, we're running out of time, and like I said, you can have targets all you want, but with a minute to go, I'm probably going to have to take the dollar for this last 20% in the Qs, and there it is. It's been a great trade, especially the reload back down the second retest of 3,000. It was a good one. We might even rally in the last minute or
Look
so.
at this market.
Yeah, it looks like that's exactly what's going to happen. We'll probably break that 30-30 now that I took it off, Sean.
Yeah, the market, we were just talking about it being down 3 1/4. Yeah, forget about that. We are now ripping up here. We just get out of the last of our Gs at 06, and that's that. We wash our hands. Congratulations, anybody who had those trades with us today. What another great close. We are almost done with you guys right now. Quick check on some of the imbalances here. Chesapeake still to the buy
Yeah,
side.
that's a penny stock.
AT&T there you may want to look at. Nokia. Other than that, some Pfizer. There's some WFC.
Okay.
Sorry about that, WFC. You just keep getting pummeled every day. We're going to wait to see on that one. But okay, GE guys, we gave this to you, or at least I did, at 95.96. So congratulations. The bullseye is in the house. We're going to close at 11. So there you go. We picked that winner for you. Doesn't get much easier than that. And bang, we are
There
now
it is,
closed.
4
So
o'clock. We didn't get to that
welcome to the
30-30,
jungle.
but you do see the market, at least a little bit of a rally off of 3,000. It's been an exciting day. Thank you for all of your participation in the chat. We try to make sure we cover everything you say, and then we love to engage with you guys, and we hope you're having a lot of fun with us.
Yes, thank you, Dax. Thank you to everybody for engaging today. There the traders are getting up, walking around. Hopefully a successful day.
Is it that cold to have a
Stretching
toque on?
out,
I don't know.
For Brendan Wickens, want to show him quickly. He'll give a nice little wave there. There he is.
There's a lot of things running into the close, a lot of buy-side volume showing up, so tomorrow could be interesting.
You better believe it. And as always, it's been a fun one. Valeria, of course, handling that chat. As always, for myself, Neil Roberts, and Sean Katina, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is TraderTV.live. We'll see you tomorrow.
9 a.m.